I remember my family got a television in 1980. I just graduated 8th grade. I was 14 years old and I loved to watch the news. And for the next few years I wanted to become a television newscaster. I remember transferring to a public school for the first time in 10th grade. So it was the fall of 1981. I took a journalism class and I took a media class. And in the media class I began this weekly news report on the school, my school, Placer High School, that was broadcast on the local radio station in Auburn, California, KAHI 95 AM. So I wasn't very good, and after a couple of years the station dropped me. I also did a lot of sports broadcasting for the community access cable TV channel. So Placer High School's basketball coach Wendell Witt called me the Squeakin' Deacon, because my voice tended to rise so high when I got excited while broadcasting that only dogs could hear it. So I felt great anxiety about my voice, and this only made it thinner and higher and weaker. From 1985 to 1987, I worked as a part-time news reporter and weekend news anchor for KHI radio. My voice wasn't good, so I turned to my father for help. My father is a polished public speaker. He has a PhD in rhetoric. He can keep thousands of people spellbound. He can talk for hours without losing his voice. He tried to help me, but I just didn't get it. He gave me books to read on voice, but I couldn't absorb the teachings. The more I tried, the worse my voice got. I had visions of achieving great success in radio and TV news, but my voice problems kept me from moving up. I gave up in the summer of 1987 and I decided to become an academic, an economist. So when I was at UCLA in 1989, I heard a voice teacher interviewed on KCRW radio. I just memorized it, and I tried his various voice exercises and got some short-term benefit, but nothing permanent. I did notice that when I laid down, my voice became more resonant. Between 1998 and 2007, I made many appearances on radio and TV for my books and blogs. I still was not thrilled with my voice. I had the painful memory of my radio years still fresh in my psyche. It was this festering open wound. I remember a few years ago, my friend Kate Kerr wanted to interview me as an expert for a TV series she was producing, I think, for E, but she knew I was very stiff on camera and very strange, so she chose my friend Kevin Blatt instead. He was much more loose. And I knew I was stiff, and I know that I still tend to stiffen on camera. It's a hard habit to break, because when you're stiff, your voice becomes strained and thin. In 2008, I learned about the Alexander technique, which was developed by the actor F.M. Alexander in Australia about a century ago, who found himself losing his voice when he recited publicly. So I've taken a lot of Alexander technique lessons to learn how to speak without unnecessary tension. Sometimes I'm even able to carry the benefits of these instructions into my real life. Remember, I was sitting in the sun on Sunday talking about myself, my favorite topic. I just felt so happy with the resonance of my voice. By contrast, when I do my Torah talks every Monday night, I often tend to tighten up and my voice gets strained. I also did an interview for a documentary this week, and again I felt and heard myself straining and tightening. Despite my best efforts, I could not release.